Hi everybody, my name is Ryan and I am the Laser Noob. So today we're going to continue on with our Atom Stack A5 M50 Pro series of videos. Today we're going to be doing some earrings, some jewelry with some UV resin, and we got a couple more videos coming up in the A5 series. We're going to be doing a white tile on the A5 M50 Pro. We're going to be doing some clear acrylics on the A5 M50 Pro. And we've got one more video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to meet up with a guy who doesn't live too far from here. He's actually got a 20-watt Atom Stack, and he makes leather wallets, cutting the leather out with his Atom Stack, and then hand stitches them together. So we're going to do a video on how to make a wallet using his 20-watt. So with that, let's head into the man can, and let's get started on some of this jewelry. Almost forgot you guys. All right, guys, so basically what we're going to do today is we're going to take some basswood. This is what I've done, and we painted this one with 2 coats of white. This is the Rust-Oleum 2 times paint plus primer. So 2 coats of white gloss, and then 2 coats of black gloss on top of that. And then just the opposite on this one. I've done 2 coats of black and then 2 coats of white. You can see where I've done my speed power test here on all those. These ones I just cut them out at the same time. We're gonna cut those out and see if we can laser etch it and make it look good, and then UV resin coat them. Then I also took some wood, and all I did was I just took the laser and I engraved the logo there, the picture, and then I took some paint pens, just acrylic paint pens, and I painted it by hand. The lines, when you put the lines in, keeps the paint mainly from just seeping over the edges, so it kind of stays within the lines. It's kind of cheating, but hey, it works great. So we're gonna do all 3 of these, you know, white and then black, black and then white, and then hand painted. We're gonna UV resin them, and we're gonna see how these turn out. So with that, let's move over to laser. Let's get to work. Okay, so I jumped the gun a little bit to get ahead of the game. I wanted this paint to be completely dry before I put the resin on it, the UV resin. So I'm going to go ahead now. We're going to go ahead and paint this other one. I'll show you guys how you can still cover that black that's down here, the little overrun, with the white, and it still comes out really nice. So we'll move that off to the side, and we'll go ahead and grab our pen, and we're going to go ahead and get this one painted, and then we're going to start throwing some resin on. All right, so the only thing that you guys got to watch out for when you're doing the resin on these is the hole up top where your loop's going to go. So that little hole right there. Okay, so once you get the resin on here and spread it out, you just got to, you can take the end of the tip of the tool that it comes with and just kind of pull the resin around that circle to the outer edge, and it works out just fine. So we're going to take our warmed up resin, get some on there. And all we're going to do is just take this tool and we're just going to spread it right out to the edges. It does really good about not going over the edges. I'm just going to pull it all around. Now here's where I get to that hole where our hoop's going to go, or our little ring. So I'm just going to take this needle point and I'm going to drag that resin up to and around that circle or that hole, and then I can finish getting it off to the sides. Now remember, the thicker coat that you put on of the resin, it will take longer to dry. And I've got a little piece of something there. Okay. So again, I'm just going to push it right out to the edge. Get that edge coated. See all this, even as quick as I'm moving, it's not going over the edge. So we've got that one. Now we'll do this one. It's actually pretty easy stuff to work with, in all honesty. But we just want, and it's self-leveling. So that makes it nice. So once you put it on here and let it set, as long as you're not, you know, working under UV lights. Oh, there goes Messenger. If you're working under ultraviolet lights, UV lights, this stuff's going to cure while you're working with it. So try not to work under UV lights. All right. So now we get to the second one. We got the hole, and I'm just going to pull it around a couple of times. Make sure it's got a nice even coat. And go off the edges here again, just to make sure. Okay, so now I can let those sit just for a second. The resin will level itself out. I can take that tool and I just set it right here, because when I put the UV light over this, it's going to cure the resin on this tool too, and it peels right off that rubber. So here's our little UV lamp. Turn it on a few times. The only thing I don't like about this lamp is that it only stays on for like 30-45 seconds or so. So you got to hit the button a few times. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But for the price, I don't mind pushing a button every now and then. So let's go ahead and let these cure, and we'll see how it ends up looking. All right, guys, so we've got everything's all cut out. We've got it resined. We got our little loops on there. So this was the one that we hand painted right here. So if we get close enough here, you'll see how the resin has kind of made the paint run a little bit, or it pulled it up away from the wood. So I mean, from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. So like I said, this is the one we etched and then just hand painted with the acrylic paint pens. So not too shabby. So now this one is the one that we did. This is the white on top of black. So we took our basswood, painted it black, 2 coats, 3 coats, and then painted it white on top of that. So the white comes out real good. The black looks a little grayish in some areas, but this was done at 30 millimeters a second at 25% power on this one, just to laser etch it. And then our last one, I think this is the one that I'm thinking looks best to me. So this is the one that we did the white and then black paint. So we painted our board white and then black. This was at 20 millimeters a second at 12.5% power. And the white actually looks a little silvery, but the black's nice and shiny because it was the gloss. So, yeah, I mean, it's not real clear white, and the other one's not real bright black. And then the ones that I did with the acrylic paint pens, I mean, I think it just doesn't work with that paint. That resin just wants to kind of mess with it. So I'm gonna try some more down the road. I'm gonna do like some oil-based paints, something like that, see how that works, or maybe some different spray paint on the wood. But all in all, I mean, this does not, especially this one here, does not look too bad at all. And you can see the resin on there. It makes it, you know, nice and shiny. So, yeah, I mean, it's, other than waiting for the paint to dry, I mean, it's a pretty quick process with the laser once you've got your settings down. I mean, you have a couple of these cut out in like 5 minutes. The UV resin only takes a couple of minutes to cure, you know, a couple of minutes to put on there. So all in all, I mean, you know, not too bad of a project. So anyway, guys, stick around for our upcoming videos. Please make sure that you like this video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you guys in some future videos. Have a very great and happy 2023.